spent £60 at M&S buying all their picnic food, but will any of it score a 10 out of 10? Let's review it.
20 pastry items from the M&S Deli Deal, rated from worst to best. Let's go. In last place are the dinky red pepper and feta bites.
The pastry on the outside is really nice, but the inside is really bitter. There's something in that's giving like a really sharp taste that's not very pleasant. These get a 3 out of 10.
Closely following them behind, we have the dinky popcorn chicken bites.
These haven't really got a lot going for them. The chicken is kind of the strongest flavour. I mean, the breadcrumbs are practically bland, and it is quite mushy on the inside. It's quite bready, the texture. These are not something I'd be adding to my basket again. These get a 3.5 out of 10.
I expected way more from M&S for these next ones. These are the dinky Cumberland snack eggs.
They've got some good flavour. Getting sage coming through, nice bit of black pepper in there, but like it's quite dry. Really quite dry. The egg mayonnaise, you can't really taste it. It's almost like it's not there. These get a 4.5 out of 10.
Moving on to something that still has a low score, it's the dinky Cornish pasties.
The pastry is good quality. It's nice and buttery and it's not too thick. The issue I have is that there is barely any filling in the centre. It's a very thin filling. The flavour of it is alright. There's a lot of black pepper coming through. Because there's not a lot of it in there, it really battles against blandish pastry. It's a 5 out of 10.
I'm starting to see a bit of a pattern emerging here. These are the dinky craft baked sausage rolls.
Honestly, very overpriced. Like, there's a lot of puff pastry and not enough sausage in there. The sausage meat has good flavouring. It's a little bit on the salty side. It's got a bit of a kick from that black pepper. But yeah, this is quite dry for me. I'm going to score these a 6 out of 10.
Finally, a product that isn't dinky. These are the feta and herb parcels.
If you're not a massive fan of goat's cheese, don't panic. I can hardly tell that it's goat's cheese. You can tell there's something creamy in there, but it's not super tangy. It does feel a little bit on the bland side, like there's something missing. All I can majorly taste is parsley and cheese. I'm going to score these a 6.5 out of 10.
At this point, I'm wondering if any of the dinkies will actually make it into my top 10. These are the Melton Mowbray pork pies.
The pastry on the outside is quite nice. I like the pork filling in the centre, but I am finding it quite salty. Personally preferred the Tesco ones. If you haven't seen my video, go check out my Tesco playlist. They're all right, but I think they're very overpriced for what they are personally. They score a 6.5 out of 10.
In 13th, we have the collection handcrafted classic pork sausage rolls.
I'm actually quite surprised this is part of the M&S collection, because although it is packed full of meat on the inside and the pastry is nice and buttery, I'm finding it quite greasy, and the sausage meat isn't as tasty as I thought it was going to be. Based on everything, I am still going to score this an 8 out of 10. I think it could have got much higher.
This time another dinky product, but it actually gets a decent score. These are the dinky pork cocktail sausages.
They've got really nice flavouring. They almost taste like proper like breakfast sausages, but mini versions. I'd say that these are pretty good. I'm going to give these an 8.5 out of 10.
And 11th place goes to the dinky and cheddar onion rolls.
I love the flavours of the cheese and onion. It's really strong. Reminds me of like the filling of a good cheese and onion sandwich. It is a bit on the dry side. There is a lot of pastry in these dinky products. The filling on its own is like a 10 out of 10, but the pastry just brings it down, unfortunately. I'm going to score these an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, top 10 time. We have the collection smoked bacon and cheddar sausage rolls.
This sausage roll is packed full of flavour. I would definitely buy these again. Just be mindful, they are a tad on the dry side. It's not unpleasant. It's just it takes a lot of chewing. I'm going to give these an 8.5 out of 10.
Coming in at number 9 is the aromatic fresh herb falafels.
This one has a lot of flavour and the texture is good. I do find a lot of the supermarket ones tend to be quite dry. I do think they're a little bit overpriced, but I'd be happy to pay it because there isn't that many alternatives that you can eat straight out of the pack that taste this good. It's a tad on the salty side. However, I'm still going to score these an 8.5 out of 10.
Cheese and onion rolls next, and these did not disappoint.
These are probably some of the best cheese and onion rolls I've had. They're not dry at all. Most cheese and onion rolls you get, they're just crumbling. The cheese is nice. It's a little bit tangy. There's a little bit of heat in there from the onion as well, and lovely onion flavours coming through. I'd like the cheese to be a little bit stronger, but only a little bit. These get a 9 out of 10.
Not quite what I expected to be putting in 7th. These are the dinky cheese and Marmite pinwheels.
I'm actually quite shocked because I despise Marmite. I find it way too rich, too salty, but this goes really well on this. It's very, very nice. The pastry I really like. It's a little bit on the dense side. The cheese is really good. It's very mature and it goes nicely with the Marmite. We score a 9 out of 10.
Get a load of these beauties. In 6th, just missing out on a top 5 spot, is the Collection Smokehouse pulled pork sausage rolls.
Really nice sausage rolls, like something completely different. I like it. It's got like a barbecuiness, not too sweet. It's more on a smoky side. There's a lot of cumin in there. I love these. I think they're great and I would definitely buy these again. It's just a tad little bit dry on the inside. This is a 9 out of 10.
So in 5th, we have the 12 pack of the standard pork sausage rolls.
That is a banging sausage roll. Loads of pepper in there, lots of sage flavour, beautiful flavours coming from the actual sausage meat, and the pastry is just perfect. It's not too thick, it's nice and soft. I can't believe that a pack of 12 is included in the 3 for £8 deal. These are a 9.5 out of 10.
Moving on to 4th place, it's the handcrafted harissa chicken bites.
Pastry is really thin and delicate. The chicken on the inside has so much flavour. There's a lovely sweetness coming through. It has got heat to it from harissa. This is something completely different, but like, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a 9.5 out of 10.
In 3rd is the handcrafted tomato and mozzarella parcels, and these were worth waiting for.
Almost very like soft buttery pastry with beautiful herbs. The inside is like really fresh tasting tomatoes with bits of mozzarella. It's kind of like a pizza on the inside. I think this is fantastic. I don't have any faults whatsoever. This scores a 9.5 out of 10.
Taking the number 2 spot, but will it get a 10 out of 10? It's the courgette and halloumi triangles.
I love these. The inside is really good. It's very soft. You can hardly tell that you're eating courgette. The halloumi is lovely, it's slightly salty. You're getting a lot of lemon in the background. It's very simplistic flavours, but done really, really well. These are excellent. The pastry is delicious as well. It is thin, but it is flaky. It's a 9.5 out of 10.
So the best item from the M&S Deli range is these harissa lamb parcels.
Wow. These have got everything. They are full. Like, full to the brim. I've got spice coming through. I've got sweetness. It's well seasoned. The pastry is delicious. Like, I could just eat this whole packet in one sitting. This is one of the best supermarket kind of deli products I have ever had in my life. This is a 10 out of 10.